Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. This is Eureka John with the Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on Sunday morning, May 30th, 2021 at 7:11 in the morning from Leander, Texas. And yeah, man, I'm tired this morning, that's for sure. But I'm still up, doing the deal, getting it done, trying to add another consecutive morning of broadcasting to this long streak that I've been on since February 6th of 2021. So let's see here, it's February, April, May, so almost 4 months straight of every single morning broadcasting and talking about crypto. And it's not that there's not enough to talk about with crypto, because there's always something to talk about with crypto. No matter what, the market is constantly changing. There's something to learn, either some kind of fundamental or some just crazy news, that comes out. So yeah, and this is my journey. I've been doing this since October 24th, 2020, this broadcasting, and I've spent that time going over a bunch of fundamentals and trying to find like the best times to do so, and it turns out the times to do so is in the morning. So this is my personal video blog. It's not me trying to teach the fundamentals of crypto or be all professional about it, and it's not me shilling anything. And yeah, so I'm not your teacher, man. All right, do your own research, and and I'm not trying to push anything on you either. I'm just digging my way through all this stuff, and you're watching me vicariously or voyeuristically or however you're doing it. And yeah, I'm making mistakes, I'm having successes, and it's been an interesting journey so far. So if you're on this journey with me, I'm glad you're on it. And some people are, and they've given me feedback on either YouTube or Twitter or however, and I've enjoyed talking to you guys, so it's helped me as well. So anyway, yes, let's take a look at the crypto market, and let's hit refresh on the old CoinGecko and see what is going on. Bitcoin's at 36,270, up about $2,000 from yesterday. I bought myself a nice little swath of Bitcoin yesterday while it was down. And that's the thing, is I invest in fundamentals. I try to dollar cost average as much as possible, and then if there's a dip, I try to double up that dabble. I try to double up that dollar cost average as much as I can. I'm just a regular dude with a bi-weekly paycheck, so I'm not like some kind of trustafarian type of kid or anything like that, and I don't come from money, and so I'm trying to create generational wealth for myself and my kids, and I believe that this is the way that the internet is going with Web 3.0. We'll have IPFS, distributed web technology, and everybody will have wallets attached to websites, and you'll have your own personal wallet. When you log on to a website, it'll log on your personal wallet as well. And this is all a part of it, folks. I know they're trying to make us use specific projects that the World Economic Forum finds to be more favorable to them, like the internet computer one that you can see down here in number 10, which is, you can still tell that the market is driven on hype instead of fundamentals when you see crap like this in the top 10. Bitcoin, of course, though, is sitting at number 1. And let's see where the Bitcoin dominance is at 41.8%. Ethereum dominance is at 17.5%. You can see Web 3.0 and a lot of the fundamentals of a lot of these other altcoins starting to gain traction when you see Bitcoin dominance going down. Because there are a lot of other great technologies with a lot of these coins, but there are also a lot of crap and what people are calling shite coins. and you got to sift through them and find the good ones, because you see a lot of people pushing these coins that have all these really high APYs, and oh my god, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they just go around and push their logos, and they're just hop on Twitter, and the second you may mention their coin, you have like 10 people from that coin's followers just like jump all over you trying to promote that coin, and it's just so stay away from stuff like that. So Ethereum at 2,439.70. Tether, the stable coin, is at 99 cents. If you don't know what a stable coin is, the Tether and USD coin down here are stable coins. Basically, you use those to buy in and out of. So if you feel like, you should be buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that whenever it's down, but a lot of people use these stable coins so they don't have to cash out in dollars if they find that they're at their point where they think something's at the top and they're trying to trade rather than just hold and dollar cost average. They'll sell at a certain point to keep from losing more money, or at a point where they think they want to pull some profits, and they'll sell into stable coins. It's kind of like being in a swimming pool and swimming around, and then Adult Swim comes around and you have to get up on the side of the pool deck for a while. That's what a stable coin is, and then you can jump back in. Then there's also some DeFi platforms where you can lock up your stable coins. You can borrow against them, or you can just lock them up and get some pretty good interest off of them as well. Hell of a lot better interest than banks, and that's the beauty of cryptocurrency and all these DeFi platforms as well, is that it's empowering the average schmo like me to be able to use some financial investment tools that normally would not be able to be accessible to me. So I'm really stoked about that. Anyway, Cardano is up 14.9% in the past 24 hours, $1.68, making a rebound. If you got an airdrop of AGIX tokens in your wallet, that is the new AGI token, the hard fork of AGI that is also Cardano compatible. If you don't know what AGI is, it is basically an ERC Ethereum-based token project called Singularitynet, and it is here it is right here, singularitynet.io. It's an AI marketplace, so it basically allows anybody to buy AI bots or AI services or apps or anything like that. You can integrate them into your business or whatever you want to do with them. And traditionally, AI tools like this have only been able to be accessible to large corporations like Google and Amazon and YouTube and stuff like that. But now you can go in and you can buy these AI bots, and the AGI token is what allows you to do this. And they have some pretty cool stuff: speech recognition, question answering, short sequence, German English translation. All this is style transfer, super resolution, text summaries, deoldify photos. So there's some pretty cool AI applications on here for use that anybody can use, and it's not just given the privilege in your app or your business, and it's not just left to the privilege of large, huge, technocratic organizations to command these developers. So these developers have a choice now. They can not just be at the mercy of these large tech organizations. So I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, it's been based on Ethereum. Now it's going to also be accessible on Cardano. So if you got an airdrop in your wallet and you were holding AGI token, the ERC20 token, now you'll have an AGIX token, which is also compatible with Cardano. So it's not really like an airdrop, it's just the forked version of it. So it's not like you're getting double the tokens. But that's what that was. If you have Xerion or Zapper and you got a notification on your phone and you're like, oh wow, man, what's this airdrop? I just got like a buttload of tokens, that's what that is. It's the Cardano version of the AGIX token. So Anyway, that's probably some news there for Cardano. I'm sure there's some other news that I don't know about, but I don't really follow Cardano super closely. I do hold quite a decent amount of Cardano, and I have it staked up on stake pools, but I don't follow Cardano news as probably as closely as I should. Binance Coin, 335.91, XRP 89 cents. So everything's kind of coming back up. So I'm glad I bought yesterday. The Doge, that's even up 2.1%. Polkadot 2108 or 2075. ICP 110.59. Ultra Hype Coin. Uni 2516. Bitcoin Cash 680.05. Chainlink 2851. I also bought a healthy little bundle of Chainlink as well. And let's see, Litecoin 177.48. Polygon Matic $1.90. A lot of stuff going on with this coin. Keep an eye on it. There's it's a layer 2 solution for Ethereum, meaning Ethereum layer 1 right now, the gas fees actually they've been fairly reasonable, but they're still high, and layer 2 solutions allow trading on Ethereum at a very quick speed. So you might want to look at that. But it's also being implemented into a lot of other applications, like Aave for one. So you can right now they're doing some kind of thing with Aave, some agreement where you can earn extra percentages of Matic by staking and locking up your assets on the Polygon layer of Aave. So. Go over there and check it out. Aave.com. It's AAVE. It's the Finnish word for ghost. All right. Yeah, now your life is much better now that you know that. Skip on down here to Theta Network, up 2.1%. I think Theta Network right now is an amazing buying opportunity for this particular project. But yes, I am biased. Everything I say is completely biased. So, because it's just like. My opinion, man. Okay. Let's go back up here to the top. I did see, so there's been a big thing going on lately about minor extracted value, or maximum extracted value, as they try to play it off a little bit. But it's minor extracted value, and it is an existential threat to Ethereum and crypto as a whole. What minor extracted value is basically the manipulation of the miners because of the ordering of transactions in a blockchain. So the miner, for a moment, crypto is supposed to be decentralized, right? And it's supposed to be, all these miners and nodes and everything everywhere, and nobody has any centralized power. However, for one moment, the miner that is chosen for that block and that wins and gets awarded that block gets to take all the transactions in the meme pool, and the meme pool is basically a waiting room. And this is where your transaction goes whenever you do a transaction on MetaMask or whatever. It goes to the meme pool and it waits for the transaction to be all bundled and put together and put on the block. And the miners have a lot of power because they get to order those transactions. So they get what's called God mode. And if you go over here to Transaction Street, come on. Checking for saved version, dude. Here we go. So we'll go over here to Transaction Street real quick. If you don't know of this website, it's a very handy little website, and it kind of gives you a visualization of what a meme pool is, and what the transactions being loading on the blocks are. If I could ever get this damn site to load on them. Okay, so here we go. Imagine the blocks here as little buses or subway cars or whatever. I guess it'd be buses since there's a stoplight. And there's the bus stop. And here you have the Ethereum blockchain and you have the Bitcoin blockchain over here on the right. And you have all the little people, which are the transactions. And they're all coming from their respective little spots. Or they're just coming down here from the the low fee line, the people that don't pay a lot, the plebes. So anyway, you have them coming up here and loading onto the blocks. So this is the meme pool where all the transactions gather. And it's pretty interesting. So obviously you can see here Bitcoin kind of has a larger meme pool. It generally does because it's slower and the buses don't come around as often. So and then the low fee line is this threshold, and it changes every so often, but it's people that don't want to pay the faster fees. So on Ethereum and on Bitcoin, the higher fee you pay, the greater chance of your transaction going on first is. So that's the meme pool, and for a moment, whichever miner has been awarded the block has a lot of power for that moment, because they can arrange which of these people get on there first. Okay, so that is, and the way that they arrange it is the extracted value that they get, because they obviously want to do the higher transactions first, because they get the most extracted value from that. So that's miner extracted value. So technically there's really nothing wrong with that. There's an entire crypto podcast on this on Bankless, and I'll put this link in the show notes. This is honestly kind of a long and boring podcast for somebody who doesn't really know about this technology, because they said, now try to explain it to like a high schooler or a middle schooler, or a 10-year-old or whatever, what miner extractable value is. And the guy's like, oh yeah, easy, and goes off on all this jargon. So they don't do a good job of explaining to a new person what it is. But I know what it is, and I've read some articles, and I'm trying to explain to you what it is so you can listen to this and kind of understand it. Right now I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. I think when I was listening to it, I was feeling kind of burnt out on all this stuff, so I need to go back and re-listen to it. But it does have some really good information and some insight into this. And they basically call MEV and front running and stuff like that as a threat, as a cancer to crypto if it continues to go the way that it's going. Now there are some efforts being taken at trying to fix this issue of miner MEV, miner extracted value, and front running. Now what front running is whenever this miner is over here, and let's go back to, where is transaction street? Did I lose it? Yeah. This miner arranges stuff. Front running is whenever bots or people can see this mempool, and they can purposely do their transaction fees according to where they want to be positioned on here. And front running exists in all types of industries. It's not just crypto. It exists in Robinhood as well, as you saw, with a bunch of the GameStop stuff. But it's just it's a way of somebody can jump in and take advantage of the ordering. Now there's sandwich attacks within front running, and that's when somebody takes, and a lot of normal people who don't pay attention to this technical stuff fall victim to the sandwich attacks. All right, so front running is, somebody goes in and they see, let's say, a transaction for 1 Ethereum. Well, they'll go in, the front runner, bad actors will go in and put an order for 22 Ethereum in front of that random, just average guy's 1 Ethereum transaction. The 22 Ethereum transaction will push the price of Ethereum up some. And then so that person buying the 1 Ethereum will end up paying more for that 1 Ethereum than before, because the price of Ethereum went up. And then the front runner will come in and put it in another transaction right after that person buying the 1 Ethereum, and then they'll sell that price difference. And so that creates an arbitrage, a price difference between the transaction in front of the normal person and the transaction behind the normal person, because the normal person's so the price gets changed, and so there's an arbitrage opportunity. And I'll show you here in a second kind of a visualization. It's really hard to explain, but there's been some efforts to try to alleviate this. One is Flashbots, And flashbots are a way that they say, okay, well, this is going to happen, so we're going to go ahead and create flashbots, which will kind of create an opportunity to bundle these up, and it will kind of give, I guess, the miners or the front runners some kind of license, not really like a technical license, but some kind of way to control this, because it's kind of ruining it for everybody. So what Flashbots does is bundles the transactions, and it makes it to where it kind of hides the transaction amounts as well. But I don't know the specifics of it, but it is some kind of way to control this front running. But somebody made a point here: isn't this kind of bit like paying the mafia for protection against their own harassment? And Ari Jules, a scientist for Chainlink, wrote an article about that. He basically said that miner extracted value and these flashbots and stuff like that are basically ways that you can, if there's a bunch of people pickpocketing in the city square, and you see that it's a huge problem, well, you as a government control the pickpocketing by allowing licenses for pickpocketers to go in there and to be able to pickpocket, but they have to turn a percentage of their profits over to the city, and then that way the licensed pickpocketers will regulate on the unlicensed pickpocketers, and then you'll kind of control pickpocketing in that way, which is kind of stupid, because they say, isn't this kind of a bit like paying the mafia for protection against their own harassment? And I kind of agree with that. So anyway, here's kind of another solution, is this Mystex.io. It's another solution to help control control miner extracted values, and it's a new decentralized exchange that uses flashbots for decentralized exchange trades. Pay nothing unless their trade succeeds, and avoid being sandwiched. So it says here, Nathan Worsley, I'm not sure who he is, but he says every 24 hours, almost 10,000 Ethereum users are sandwiched using flashbots. You do with that sandwich attack. However, flashbots is not the problem, it's the solution. So this guy is for flashbots, the controlled, so he's an MEV engineer and DeFi builder. Okay, so I'm going to follow him on the Alchemist coin. He says flashbots is not the problem, it is the solution. So he's for this controlled approach of MEV. So using Mystex.io, users can use flashbots for their DEX trades, pay nothing unless their trade succeeds, and avoid being sandwiched. So let's see, let's take a quick look. So top flashbots addressed by successful bundle. Uni swap flashbots for sandwich bots. Look at all these sandwich bots. And then there's the Mystex DEX. Okay, so let's take a look here. So somebody said, doesn't Chainlink fair sequencing service solve this? And that's what Ari Jules was proposing, and this is in the Chainlink white paper 2.0. And they have something that Chainlink is doing a lot of transactions off-chain now with that ability, and they can create fair sequence. They have something called fair sequencing service within that creates fair sequencing of the transactions. And I'm not sure the technical nitty-gritty of that, but I also know that is also a good solution to miner extracted value. And that's, Ari Jules designed this, and he's the one that wrote that article on CoinDesk that was just slamming the people that are for the flashbots. So there's two approaches to this. And somebody here said, well, why not just use both? Let's see here. It does, but why not two solutions? If both work, I see enough space for both. And said, agree. I like this solution too, and I'm curious to learn more. I like the idea of sandwiching yourself between flashbots. So first of all, fair sequencing service is Chainlink's solution. Nathan Worsley says the topology of Ethereum has changed and there's no going back. Miners are involved with MEV. Flashbots has 90% of network coverage. In my opinion, the best path forward is to accept reality on the ground and create tooling to benefit the user as best as we can. So that he has kind of an inevitable type of philosophy. It's gonna happen, so let's create some organization out of the chaos. And then Chainlink God says, I don't think MEV's inevitable front running can be prevented. It says down here, democratizing MEV is simply not enough. If the front running of user trades on DEXs doesn't get solved, the three-letter agencies like the IRS and the SEC will increase pressure on crypto. Absolutely true. Implementing decentralized fair sequencing of transactions needs to be a higher priority. Let's show this thread. Chainlink God 2.0, if you don't follow him, is amazing. So and here we have the SEC chairman, Gensler. Crypto exchanges need protections from front running. So this is just opening the door to these organizations to come in and just grab crypto by the nuts. One of the primary advantages of smart contracts and DeFi is creating a more economically fair world, but this can't be achieved if the centralization of transaction ordering continues to exist. This is why Chainlink Fair Sequencing Service is so important to the success of the crypto industry. Yes, wow. Doesn't fair sequencing of transactions just push the problem up the stack? How can a third-party blockchain trust the Chainlink nodes by chance? And that's a good question too, but he says it's also explained in more depth in the Chainlink 2.0 white paper. So read this podcast here, Crypto's Existential Threat, or don't read it, listen to it, and read this white paper, Chainlink version 2.0, and scroll down to the fair sequencing service portion of it. And you will be able to see, one, an explanation of the problem, and two, an answer to the problem in the Chainlink white paper. Well, now there's another answer to the problem that is being proposed here, and the point of this, and this is what Nathan Worsley is bringing up, this Mystex.io, and let's take a look at here. Introducing Mystex, the world's first flash DEX. So you've all heard the rumors. Let us confirm firsthand, Mystex is indeed a flash DEX running on Flashbots technology, and we would like for you to take a moment to reflect on the implications. Mystex is the first time in Ethereum history that Flashbots is available to regular schmoes for front-running protection and no success, no fee transactions. There is no concept of reverts on Mystex. Your transaction is either successful with no front-running or you pay nothing. On a side note, I would like to note that the Secret Network is another blockchain and a layer of blockchain where you can create transactions within a trusted execution environment and create encrypted transactions to where bots and MEV bandits and stuff like that won't be able to see the amount of your transactions, so it prevents front running that way. And then also from yesterday's episode, as you'll see, 1inch also has a front running protection tool on their exchange as well, using a way to hide the transaction in the meme pool up until the actual transaction happens. So let's see if I can find that real quick too. Let's see, 1inch exchange, blog. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the depth of 1inch exchange. I'm starting to act like a golden retriever, and get way sidetracked. So, okay. Anyway, 1inch exchange also offers some protection against front running by hiding the amount of the transactions in the meme pool up until the actual transaction happens. Anyway, back to Mystex. Mystex is our very own Alchemist-inspired Flash DEX for the first time ever. Mystex enables end users to send transactions through Flashbots bundles. Again, the Flashbot bundles up these transactions so you can't really see exactly what's in there. We've worked hard to make Mystex something unique and truly beneficial to the end user. Inspired by the insights promulgated by Flashbots and their deep understanding of the MEV crisis, we recognize the dark forest, and that's what they call it, that lurks in the Ethereum network. And I've developed Mystex as a solution that enables the end user to navigate the dark forest safely. And what they're talking about, when you hear all these Ethereum heads talk about the dark forest, they're talking about this whole dark world of miner extracted value, of high gas fees, of front running, and all the stuff that goes on at the miner level. No longer will you need to ensure your wallet holds additional Ethereum to cover gas fees. Interesting, okay? gasless swaps. What does this mean? When we say MistX is a gasless DEX, that is precisely what we mean. There are none of the typical gas fees associated with Ethereum transactions processed by MistX. Instead, when trading from a token to ETH or ETH to a token, fees are determined and handled as a portion of the transaction's value. When trading with Ethereum using MistX, no longer will you need to ensure your wallet holds additional Ethereum to cover gas fees. All MistX transactions will have a gas price of 0. To avoid confusion, we would like to highlight that this doesn't mean MistX is entirely feeless. Rather, those fees are reduced and taken into consideration as a portion of the value within the cryptocurrencies being traded with Ethereum, ETH to token or token to ETH. There's two scenarios. A user makes a trade that has ETH as the input or output. In this way, we pay the bribe to the miner out of the trade. Or scenario 2, a user makes a token to trade, no ETH involved. In this case, the user must pay an ETH bribe out of their wallet, so they must have a balance of ETH in their wallet. I'm not really understanding that part. MistX gas is not paid how it is traditionally paid. All transactions will have a gas price of 0. Instead of paying gas to the miners, we pay them a bribe/tip. The bribe/tip is paid in ETH. The tip is either included in the trade or it comes from the user's wallet. And how is this better? MistX gas is not paid how it is traditionally paid. Instead of using ETH for gas on these transactions, MistX transactions are processed via miner bribes, which are proportionally similar to traditional gas fees. However, trading on MistX includes powerful protection on the security and assurance of transactions. The unique technology underlying the MistX platform utilizes Flashbots, such as transactions processed via MistX. Do not publish user transaction information to a public meme pool, but instead bundles transactions together. This effectively hides the information from front runners and thus prevents your transactions from being manipulated, front run, or sandwiched. So, I guess it tips the miners, it uses Flashbots, it bundles the transactions, and it prevents the front runners from severely altering the cost of your transactions. And then there's no cost on the canceled transactions. Users also have the option to easily cancel transactions at the click of a button, meaning MistX permits the users to potentially halt a transaction, which it can be a pain in the ass to halt a transaction once it's started going on the Ethereum blockchain. Nowadays, front running is one of the main problems of the Ethereum network and DeFi sector in particular. The value damage for users is estimated in hundreds of millions of dollars, with over 400 million US dollars extracted from users since June 2020. As it stands, there's no front-running protection on typical AMM DEX exchanges, and this poses risks to you as a user, as well as having impacts on the Ethereum network as a whole. Recognizing these concerns is to recognize the dark forest of Ethereum and the hidden challenges and threats front-running bots present to your trades. Understanding and addressing these concerns is essential in our view, and so much of the development that has gone into MistX will specifically help DeFi get rid of this problem by building a DEX that takes these issues into consideration. Paired with our passion for excellent user experiences, we aim to solve one of the core functionality issues in DeFi with MistX just at the beginning of our efforts towards this goal. And here's front runners and how they do it. Front running involves the front runner making a swap in the same block transactions directly ordered in front of your own transaction, worsening the price rate for you. And that's what I was trying to explain earlier. Immediately following this, they make another transaction, a reverse swap, after your transaction is processed. The front runner uses the induced price difference to earn considerable margins on this manipulation of price. They're arbitraging you. Your transaction, having been front run, becomes sandwiched in the block between these transactions. Effectively, if you're trading via a traditional DEX, there's nothing you can do currently once this occurs. In some cases, you may not have even noticed the manipulations of front running, as the arbitrage may have been small, but in many others, the result can become quite drastic, as we can see in the screenshot example below. And as you'll see here, you'll have somebody here, the front runner, and they sold 22.845 Ethereum, and then see, here we go. We have the front runner seeing your 1.2 Ethereum transaction. They go right here and they buy 22 Ethereum in front of your one, and it drives the price, and it creates a huge price difference. Then your transaction goes through and it costs more to do so. Then they sell, at a difference. the price difference of that Ethereum. And as you can see here from the example above, we see how the front runner took a swap for 1.2 Ethereum into a sandwich. So this is the sandwich, this is you in the middle, and this is before and after. Selling the token asset in front of the victim for 22.7%. 22.7 ETH, and shifting the price rate from this amount to this amount by 24%. So this is a huge loss for the would-be victim, a 24% difference. We feel you, whoever you are. As a result of the front runner, 1.12 ETH from this attack, and that's not cheap. That's like a couple $100 worth of ETH right now. This not only impacts your portfolio, but poses concerns for wider security against MEV risk and trade externalities on the Ethereum network. So so this is the alchemist vision of it, born out of the creative atmosphere induced by our collective disinclination to commit the constraints of a fixed plan, roadmap, or future projection. We're delighted to share Mystex with you in line with our alchemical vision. So this is one of their solutions. They're using Flashbots to help prevent this type of front-running activity right here. Here's a quick look at their website. Go to Mystex, and I'll play around with this DEX and see what the deal is, and try to get a better grasp. Again, this is just a morning show, so every single day I'm tackling and looking at something new. So this is obviously just a very superficial look at all this stuff. In order to go into more detail, I would have to create a dedicated video to a lot of this stuff, and I do that at times as well. I've done it for several projects, but it's over here. The link is in the video description, so you can go check it out for yourself. But between this and the Chainlink White Paper 2.0 with fair sequencing service, I think a good handle can be, I think you can use both. I think a good handle can be grasped on this MEV problem that we have going on right here, that is the existential threat or a cancer to crypto. So it might not seem like a huge threat right now, but it is growing, and corruption at all levels starts out small and it gains a foothold, and then it can end up destroying entire institutions. So watch out for that. So yeah, I'll put all these links in the description. More technical day today. Again, I like talking about technical stuff. I know I go on my rants sometimes about New World Order and World Economic Forum and all that stuff, and crypto being both the solution and the problem to enslavement and stuff like that in society. But I also like getting down to the nitty-gritty and talking about some of the more technical issues like this that can lead to a lot of corruption later, or can lead to a lot of profit later. So anyway, check out this Mystex and the Alchemist blog. I'm going to go ahead and follow this Alchemist blog and look at some of these solutions for this miner extracted value issue. All right, y'all, you have a good day and have a happy Sunday. And tomorrow is Memorial Day for the United States, where we remember the soldiers that have died to help make the United States what it is today. So keep that in mind. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.